Constantine deal with the devil?
John Constantine will be played by The Boys' Carl Urban. I mean, this was really a no-doubt casting. Epiphany will be played by Star Trek Beyond actress Anita Brown. Everyone's favorite demon Etrigan will be played by Stefan Kapik, who voiced Colossus in Deadpool. Robert Williams will be played by Ant-Man actor Randall Park. His daughter Sarah Williams will be played by Joyride and Only Murders in the Building actress Ashley Park. And finally, Lucifer will be played by Wonder Woman and Star Trek star Chris Pine.
Which is kind of similar, which is about Constantine. Similar to Constantine City of Demons, which is an animated movie made, I think it was 2018. Anyway, so I wanted to sort of do something in that sort of vein. Basically, the premise of this is that Constantine sort of finds himself in a world engulfed by, trafficking and demons and all these, terrible things. He realizes that this one girl has been, in this like magical sex trafficking sort of thing, and he has to rescue her. But he doesn't know much about the girl. That's kind of the problem. This is sort of like a detective story. So it kind of blends sort of real dark themes with, magic, I guess. I tried to like blend them as best I could. Basically, Constantine meets Etrigan, who is one of the most famous like demon characters in DC. And then reluctantly, Etrigan agrees to help Constantine. And then together they like uncover clues about Robert Williams, who's a friend of Constantine's, and a potential link to the trafficking ring. And as they sort of delve deeper into the plot, Constantine and Etrigan discover the involvement of the demons in the trafficking. And there's a shocking revelation that Robert is involved in his daughter's abduction. The daughter of Robert was the girl who was kidnapped. So now Constantine and Etrigan discover that Robert's involved somehow, and there's this whole flashback sequence to Constantine's ex-wife. And then sort of the plot thickens, I guess. Suspicion grows as Constantine realizes Etrigan's involvement in the trafficking ring is also a reality as well as Robert's. So it's not only Robert who's involved in all this, it's also Etrigan, the demon. So lots of betrayal, lots of these sudden twists I'm trying to put in. So then there's this whole climax scene with Constantine and Etrigan, and Constantine is able to trap him temporarily. And he travels to hell where he meets with Lucifer Morningstar, and sacrifices his own freedom to dismantle the trafficking operation. So he sort of sacrifices himself at the end, I think, which redeems the character a little bit, because a lot of people don't like Constantine. He's rough around the edges. He's a bit of an alcoholic. He's just got a lot of negative traits. But I think making him sort of a self-sacrificing character in the end redeems that just a little bit. And that sort of leads into Justice League Dark later on. Yeah, I wanted this to be kind of a mix of like a 1920s detective story, but also sort of mystical sorcerer-esque thing. In terms of inspiration, I have not actually read very many Hellblazer comics. I've read the Sandman comics, and I've read I think some like solo Constantine stories, and then I've watched Constantine City of Demons, and that's about it. So I kind of went off of my limited knowledge, but I think Sandman represents him pretty well. So I'm like, you know what, this is probably fairly accurate. And if I'm not accurate, well, oh well.
It's accurate within our own world, right? Like
it's accurate within the world, yeah, exactly. So I guess I'm satisfied with that.
And yeah. I think the other inspiration you had was, you said you had those detective films, right? Those kind of.
Yeah, exactly. The detective films too. I wanted this to be as much of a sort of noir murder mystery as I could make it. Yeah.
And I think it benefits from that because, again, there's nothing like Constantine is one of those characters where it's like this person probably deserves to be in this character probably deserves to be in 7,000 movies at this point, and yet has not
True.
been because he's just such a compelling character.
True.
So I think that's what makes it interesting, and then it kind of leads into like it's interesting because you have the two kind of I guess the faces of magic in the DC universe leading into the Justice League Dark thing, right?
Right. I'm kind of tired of there's a demon that wants to take over the world or whatever, something like that. And it's like,
Well,
okay.
especially because the next movie, Justice League Dark, is literally that, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
you don't want to because the magic trap in DC is always just have the same person with the same motivation over and over and over again. And I think, especially me, because I read way too many comics and kind of researching all of this and kind of thinking about all this, I realized there's a lot of comics where no matter who the character is, it's just the same kind of thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
Like that sucks in a movie, so we can't do that over and over and over again.